On October the 6th, 2019, Gympie Airport held its 100-year commemorative fly-in to celebrate the first landing at the Gympie Airport. My friend and I attended, and this is the video. Prior to that, I'd had surgery 2 weeks earlier for a procedure that I had been diagnosed with 4 months earlier, however developed complications which needed hospitalisation, and spent those 2 weeks after surgery in hospital. On September 17, 1919, there was a great excitement in Gympie on the arrival of the Peace Loan aeroplane, the first aircraft to land into the town. It left Brisbane late morning, stopping at Nambour for an hour before continuing on to Gympie, arriving at 12:52 p.m. After the plane was spotted by a lookout on the fire station tower, the Gympie Times reported the fire bell immediately rang out the news, and it was not long before all Gympie was watching the first flying machine arrive. The plane landed gracefully on the racecourse. On board was Flight Commander Francis Smith and his passenger John James Knight, Managing Director of the Brisbane Newspaper Company, publishers of the Brisbane Courier. They were welcomed by Mayor William Sedgman, as a crowd of onlookers gave them 3 chairs. The first Brisbane to Gympie airpost was handed over, which included bundles of the Courier and a letter to Mayor Sedgman from his Brisbane counterpart, Charles Buchanan, also then chairman of the Queensland Peace Loan Committee. The citizens of Brisbane sent greetings to the citizens of Gympie. We wish you every success in your efforts to raise your quota for the Peace Loan. An immediate appeal for subscriptions to the Peace Loan raised £3,000. An additional appeal was made that evening at the city's Olympia Theatre, raising an additional £2,570. After lunch, the aeroplane was to continue on to Maryborough, but crashed into a stringy bark tree on takeoff. A crowd quickly gathered at the site and were so relieved that the occupants were uninjured, they gave a hearty cheer. We've just landed at the Gympie Airport, and it's commemorating today 100 years since the first aircraft landed here. So hopefully there'll be some old planes here, vintage biplanes. We can see some in the distance, so we're going to look at those shortly. Let's just go and have a look around.
So you phoned me yesterday, but you don't have to emphasise that either. You won't be joking. No, I was. Okay.
Can you tell me what this is?
The Gypsy Moth.
Gypsy Moth, what year?
DH60 M. DH60 M.
Built
1929.
1929. Just made it in, eh? 1930?
Just.
And where's it based out of?
Poona.
Poona?
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah.
Well, there's quite a good turnout here this morning at the Gympie airport. There's a few vintage aircraft, and there's quite a few other aircraft that are flowing in here this morning. We're just waiting for the Tiger Moth to depart. I think that's what it is, and I'll get some more information about that shortly. And yeah, I'm quite pleased we came. It's quite a few aircraft movements now. I think they've had breakfast and they're starting to head home. The beautiful carbon cubs here. Just have a quick look in this one. Clancy the cub. And then of course we've got this one over here, the yellow and silver. I wonder if they're together. Kind of think that they might be. Don't really get to see these up close and personal too often around here. What a beautiful setup. Rear seat. Very cool. In Australia, these are quite popular for bush planes. The SAVANNAH. They come in a few different varieties. There's one in Maryborough now that's now owned by one of my friends who's a trike pilot. He's getting it ready for doing some bigger trips around Australia. This aircraft, very beautiful looking machine. I like the colour too, of course. It looks familiar. It looks like the one that turned up at the Maryborough Wings, Wheels and Warbirds event last month actually. Very nice. The old, is it a VICTA Airtourer 115? I only know this because I'm reading it. Here comes our friend the biplane. We have to film this guy. Looks like he's going to go low. Aircraft. Foxbat. Got quite a big tail section, empennage. Look how much transparency there is. It's all open, it's like a glass cockpit. Well, no, that's not the word, is it? Just like a glass house, really. Like awesome visibility from this aircraft. Aircraft 32. This plane's nicknamed the Swift. Not sure if that's actually what it is, model-wise. Registration Uniform Alpha Uniform. GA registration, so I might be able to look that up on the internet and get some more information. If I do, I'll put it on the screen. Look at the nose on it. Quite a beast. Tail dragger. Sliding cockpit canopy. Nice. Talking with
Rob Gillies.
Rob?
I'm local flying examiner. Bit of hawking.
Bit of a probe. So what's this aircraft over here?
A Globe Swift.
A Globe Swift.
They've actually flown one down in Sydney, so it's like 1940s aircraft. So it's a bit like a fighter plane. Actually feels to fly like a little fighter plane.
It looks retro, doesn't it? It's got with the grill on the front like that.
Yeah, it really is retro.
What power plant's on it?
It depends. They can have a little bit of choice. This one might have the, I don't know if it has the adjustable propellers. One I flew had an adjustable propeller as well.
Probably looking at the spinner, it's not.
Yeah, it looks like it's.
Bit
I think it's either a Lycoming or a little Continental in there. So about
so this
8,500 horsepower. So.
This aircraft particularly is 1940s itself.
Yeah, sort of design.
Fully restored.
Yeah. Retractable. That your gears goes up. So feels to fly like a little Spitfire. Or a little Mustang.
Yeah, short wingspan.
Yeah.
Pretty nippy.
And it's got a slotted wing, so you know, more effective at low airspeed. They're interesting with the dihedral on the tail there.
So where are they from?
The US, and some of the control surfaces are fabric covered.
And where's the plane based now?
I don't know. They wasn't sure where they said they were from.
Okay.
But,
yeah.
There's a few in the country. Yeah.
So if you want to get any information, I believe Rob's based at the Gympie.
I'm actually based down at Archfield, but we come up here for the Gympie Flying Breakfast, and I'm a member of the Gympie Aero Club. First Sunday of every month.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
Is this going to be on YouTube or something? Or?
Yeah, I've got a channel called CrayonBox Flying Adventures.
Okay, cool.
I often fly a trike down here from Hervey Bay. Never fails to please. And now we're going to look at this, and this is registration Mike Sierra, and it looks like a chipmunk. I think I've got this one right. Pretty sure. Is this you guys? No? Do you know anything about this plane? I guess you must do if you're touching it. Is it a chipmunk? Is it a chipmunk?
Yeah.
What year was it built?
This is the
51.
Yeah.
Didn't get a free breakfast then?
Didn't ask.
If you flew in a pre-1930s plane today, apparently it was a free breakfast.
Certainly not. The first one flew in 46, but the Brits started building them. They built 1,000 of them between late 50 and 53.
They were mostly used for training?
Yep.
Yeah. Did Australia use them?
No.
No.
But the Australian Aero Clubs used a lot because the Brits sort of built them all and then thought we don't need them. So there was a huge surge of ex-RAF ones came to the Australian Aero Clubs in the mid-50s, which is how I learned to fly actually. Not in this aeroplane, but in one of these.
I'm Stuart.
I'm Rod Stewart.
Sam. Yep. Sorry, what was your name?
Rod.
Rod and Sam.
Kevin.
Hi.
Thank you.
This is a really lovely aeroplane to fly.
Looks
really
beautiful actually. When was it painted?
I bought it as a box of bits in 97 and I didn't get it until 2002 and it was painted in a truck place. It was baked in an oven.
So it was in bits because someone was restoring it?
Sorry, yeah, guy
Yeah.
had taken all.
Yeah.
But it actually went to Kyabram and it was painted in a truck painting place that had an oven.
Okay.
Which is why it ended up such a good finish actually.
It does look good.
Insignia was all handwritten by a sign writer.
Oh, right. I might just get a cockpit shot if you don't mind. I'm with Sam at the moment. He flies this aircraft occasionally, I believe.
That's right. Yeah.
And you're from Caboolture?
Yep.
So what sort of cruise speed can you get out of this?
You usually get up to about between 90 and 100 knots.
90,
usually.
100 knots?
Yeah, so
Cool.
it's not super fast, but
super fast.
gets along.
My trike does 90.
Oh, there you go.
Mind you, it's a fast trike.
Yeah.
Speed up run behind us. And what sort of engine is in it?
It's a Gypsy Major, so it's similar, basically the same engine as a Tiger Moth, just a slightly more modern variant.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. Displacement, horsepower?
What horsepower is it, Rod? 125? 145? One of the two.
Hey, Rod, what horsepower are you running on this? 145, okay. Well, thanks, Sam, for that.
No worries, must have been.
Good stuff.
It gets a little bit better. The Brits had two chipmunks in Berlin from about 1960 on, which actually they were allowed to, under the Four Powers Act, they could fly within 30 miles of Berlin. So they used to fly over all the Russian tank parks and take photos. And this was there right at the end.
This one?
This one.
This
yeah.
one's done war service.
Sorta. Well,
Milk runs.
Milk run. But they got shot at apparently occasionally.
Yeah. Oh, you need a few of those stick-on bullet holes.
Oh, I talked to a Caloundra guy, so I organised that. Right. Oh, hello.
It's nice to see a warbird, if we want to call it that, that survived actual, you know, conflict, if you like.
Yeah.
But it's funny, isn't it? We kind of glorify war, in a sense. We wouldn't have these aircraft without the war.
I might get in if I may.
Powered by Lycoming. Registration VHKIM. Piper Cub Vagabond Trainer. So I would say this is one of the originals. How are you doing?
Good.
What year is this? Looks like an oldie and a goodie.
The original, 1947-48, but I built this. So
47, 48? When did you build it though?
I finished it about 2010.
Oh. So what do you mean you built it,
I
but
built it
it's...
from scratch. It's a replica.
Oh yeah, okay. So there you have it, a replica. And you must enjoy it.
I do. Yeah. So the Vagabond was the first short wing Piper.
Did you see the new versions of the Cubs down there?
Yeah, the
nice
carbons.
carbons, yeah. Yeah, they're a bit upmarket techo.
They are. They are.
It's one of these, one of the originals down in Hervey Bay. John Peaker owns it. The Peakers anyway, they I think his grandfather owned it, or his father anyway. Pretty interesting.
Yeah. There's not a lot about.
And where are you from?
Caboolture.
Caboolture too, okay. Sounds like there's a lot of you come up this morning for breakfast.
There's 1, 2, 3, 6, at least 7, plus I think some jabs and a couple of others. There's probably at least a dozen aeroplanes up here from Caboolture.
Departure is what I believe to be a pit special. Not old, but not new either. So we've had a good day at Gympie, a lot of aircraft, everyone seems to be going now. There's a few more biplane departures, but there's also one I haven't filmed up close and personal. It's the triplane, I guess that's the right name for it, the Red Baron replica. So we'll film, there's 3 biplanes and the triplane, 4 biplanes and a triplane about to depart. Hopefully they go out in a formation as well. Let's have a look at these. 2 up there, that one, triplane, and there's another biplane down here. Yeah, so as I said before, it's been a really good turnout today. We're about to see some aircraft departures and just looking at them now. Not very often you see a collection of these type of aircraft all together like this, and I'm just so glad we came today. Here's a Bonanza departing. As many of you might know, I've just recently come out of hospital. I'm not really feeling the best today, but the consequences of that are that I'm not able to fly and drive at the moment either. So unfortunately we had the drive down here, but fortunately we're able to still come and see these aircraft in their glory. and enjoy some of the sights and sounds from the 40s, 30s even. Maybe the 20s, I don't know. What do you reckon? I don't know. I wish I got some more details on some of these planes, but just too much to see. We were here a bit later, and it's hard to find people that know anything about the aircraft, especially if they're pre-flighting or getting ready to go. You don't really want to disturb them too much during that process. The aircraft are currently lining up. I can see the 4 aircraft there. They look like they're staging for a formation departure, and they're going right now. One's rolling. Oh, they're staggered departing. Okay, but that's cool. We'll show you the lot. And last but not least but not last, whatever it is, so that's 5 aircraft, 5 vintage aircraft. The Red Baron looks like it's hanging there. I believe they're from Caboolture, which is just north of Brisbane, and probably for them about an hour's flying time from here. That's got to be a shot in a million to get all those like that. I've never seen that in my life, where there's been so many vintage aircraft flying together. As I said, it's been a great day. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Well, most of the aircraft have now departed the Gympie airfield. It was a great day. However, I was developing symptoms of my recent illness again. I was vomiting and fainting, and we needed to get back to the Hervey Bay Hospital, an hour and a half away. So my friend Kevin and I packed up, got going, and headed straight for the emergency, where they admitted me again for another week. The 100-year commemorative landing at Gympie was also filmed and documented by the local news, which can be seen on my Facebook page at CrayonBox Flying Adventures, or in the link in the description below. Well, after spending another week in hospital, I've just been discharged and allowed to go home. However, I have to return back to the hospital in 5 days for a checkup and a few other things, or sooner if my situation or condition deteriorates. I'm still on the mend. I've got a little way to go. I hope it doesn't take too much longer. I'm really getting sick of all of this, and I can't wait to go flying again soon. I'm still completing the aeromedical transportation video, in which I was personally involved, but that's coming together well and should be finished very soon. I hope you enjoyed watching the video, and look forward to seeing you in the next one, which shouldn't be too far away, and it's about the aeromedical transportation services available in Australia.
Bearer traffic, truck 6340, enters, lines up, rolls runway 12, bearer traffic.